Welcome, everybody, to Forgotten Genesis Season 2, Session 26. I'm fucked up again this week, but hopefully at least semi-coherently fucked up, if that makes sense.
You like sitting here?
Either way.
I'm going.
Given the rather brief nature of last session, I suppose who would like to recap the events of both, I would say, this last session and technically the session before, as that is the session most prudent to the events about to unfold here.
Violet was about to fight a demon, or at least try to get one to talk to her, and I told her, how about you trade your aunt and your uncle? And she was like, nah, brah. And Avery was trying to flirt with people, and Vanessa wouldn't let him flirt with people, and Xanon got us information from a poker game, and it was pretty cool. And then,
Piper went to
Vanessa got propositioned, and Vanessa said, hell no, and that was it.
Piper went to look for a map. Like a...
Yeah.
Map.
And I rejoined the group, told them what I learned.
Here you go, baby.
Yep.
Sit in it now. And Kaido, study that. Yeah, did you like the surprise? Did you? Ooh.
Alright. In which case then, also warm-up roleplay question to go ahead and earn everybody's inspiration die, alongside, of course, the recaps, as much as you can recall them. We're going to go ahead and go with cameras, basically just going from, left to right and then back down. So, in this case, we'll start with Violet.
What? What's the question?
Roleplay question.
Yes.
In your character's opinion, what quality should every adventurer have?
Every adventurer should have a healthy curiosity. And I say healthy curiosity. Which means I know well enough to not fuck around and find out. What
Okay.
doing?
In which case then we'll move the roleplay question over to Piper. Piper, in your character's opinion, what quality should every adventurer have?
To be a good person. I guess.
It's not
I don't know.
necessary. For Piper? Puck?
So at the moment, I'm tired. I have no brain. My brain has been missing. It has melted out my ears like 5 days
I like
ago.
how he's sitting right now. Is that your spot? Is that your spot? Is that your spot?
No. Good lord.
Hold on, Mom, I'm gonna poop right here.
That's not Leon's voice. Gracious boy.
Okay, so in Piper's opinion, every adventurer should be a good person. Not necessarily
Or at
the rule of
least-
thumb among many and most adventurers, but it's an ideal.
Okay, then a better way of being it, don't be a dick. Unnecessarily.
Piper's entitled to have that opinion. Fantastic. In Xanon's opinion, what's a quality that every adventurer should have?
Pragmatism.
Pragmatism.
Get the run off from her.
Sometimes people the people that want to kill you today end up being your employers tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. Please. Step in the butt. Step in the butt.
Don't stab me, look at how much money this face could make. Okay.
Are you talking to the guinea pig?
No.
He's like, I know.
I
I'm
wouldn't
majestic.
necessarily
I
reference
know.
the guinea pig getting stabbed.
You would?
What happens inside of
Evidence
that cage
mine.
between other guinea pigs is another matter entirely.
Are you
He's like,
curious
what
about
am I
anything?
doing this stabbing?
I suppose that's
You
less
go home.
stabbing and more piercing, technically, but either way.
Go home. You go home. But a yes? Do you want to go home? Do you want to go to your bed?
God damn
And
it, Joe.
finally, Venestra. Desire to help people and to explore. Yeah. An adventurer without the desire to explore ain't much of an adventurer unless they're an unwitting adventurer.
Oh.
Suppose they were roped into it.
Yeah. Could be an Odysseus situation. All I want is to get back home. Most of my men are dead because of me.
I just want to go home. That's all I want.
You guys see this? This is the most he's been interested in any type of camera in his
Either,
entire
buds.
existence.
Did
Kissing
you
your
just
butt.
kiss his ass?
I'm kissing your butt. I'm kissing your butt.
You can kiss the butt without kissing the butthole.
I'm
I
not
didn't say
kissing your
anything about the
butthole.
hole.
Like-
Either way, it's kissing his
I
ass.
know. And
I am a known kiss ass. It's not a question. I just don't have a brown nose.
It's still not quite kissing the hole as much as it is sniffing it. A little too deeply.
Ew! Come here, Liam.
says Venestra.
Distractions. Yes, so. Either way, everybody got the roleplay questions out of the way. If anybody else has anything else for the recap, be my guest.
Did you come? Where are you going? Sorry. He's literally over here. You got found out. Got found out.
Okay. I won't necessarily push Amber for that, given that there is, well, I'm going to be honest, probably sugar withdrawals going on. And that's not going to help anything.
You come here? I'm gonna sit there.
Sugar withdrawals are a motherfucker.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, in this case, any remaining recaps from the last two?
Oh, also, Angel decided that she was going to have an entire conversation, and it took much longer than she expected.
Yep.
I'm going to put you back in your spot. You don't get to go and sit on my bed and climb all over my things and not be but.
Pee on everything. Pee on everything.
He's not gonna pee on everything. He's not trying to claim it as his own. He's just trying to find a spot. And I'm like, if you haven't found a spot in 30 minutes,
Leon's not
it is now
trying to
time
pee
to move.
on things.
Oh, I'm trying not. Oh.
Yo,
Well, I'm not saying specifically last session, I'm saying more so the session before, since we didn't even get to the recaps for
I
second
just
section.
gave all of the recap.
Yeah, we
The
did.
I did it in 5 to 10 sentences.
Okay.
Full recap. That's it.
Alright.
And that's actually in my notebook. I've been waiting to give you that recap since the last session.
Either way,
Anyway.
everybody gets their inspiration die. So, in light of some interim events between weeks, y'all have been supplied the inventory of a nondescript, but very choice type of alternative equipment shop here in the city of Rivenheart. So, Given that, should any of you want to try to make a perusing of that particular list for your own purposes and want to barter something in exchange for it, we will go over that. However, for the moment, we will at least prioritize a character who has picked an item and picked something they wanted to barter for it. So, also, hold on. I need to pick a name for this store, because right now it's not a script, but if we're doing this in RP, so we gotta make this fun.
La 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 la.
I love my new Pisco.
Okay.
I'm gonna wear him next.
Mm.
So, one of the very few not directly explicitly named establishments as you all approach the Flirtatious Flare. Nescio. A certain, well, you're fairly certain it could function as a blowgun, catches your eye, although its design seems to be more explicitly shaped for another kind of thing being shot through it. This magically enhanced object catching your eye, a starkly well-built, yet well-trimmed. It seems like, well, as this sort of light purple-skinned incubus walks out, mostly wearing, well, little more than just a few select purple belt harnesses over his chest, and nothing more than a loincloth hiding much else below the belt. He stands before you, and as you approach, especially, the counter tattoos begin to manifest across his body, most of which are, well, filigree and calligraphy of engaged scenery, we'll put it that way. Well.
Okay.
How do you do? It seems one of my many tantalizing devices caught your eye. There are a number of things you can do to purchase it. Coin, I don't do. There are a few businesses here that do it. They are mortal-owned. They need something to go back home with. But I deal in exchanges. Someone of your physique. I may deal in a type of exchange that might just get you a discount. Could you outlast me?
Would you be willing to exchange for this? And reach into the mouth of my belt buckle and pull out an unbreakable arrow.
Not quite the type of shaft I was hoping for, unfortunately. But go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasion. 17.
17 plus?
17 total.
17 total.
Really hard episode today.
Delightful option. Certainly. I can already think of ways in which I can alter such a thing. But for that delightful little device, I may need something a little bit extra.
I pull out another unbreakable arrow.
Twice
They
the
can't-
arrows, twice the penetration. So be it.
Did I mention they can't be broken?
Oh! Endurance is always a delightful quality. Fine. You may have it. You also have the option to test it before you leave the store to ensure of its quality before leaving with it. Though, my quality is very rarely of a volatile nature.
Would you happen to have any darts?
Rats.
Dark.
Oh god.
You mean to...
That hurts.
I'm frankly shocked you'd want to put your mouth anywhere near that.
Wait, what? I'm so confused. What?
Look at the magic item list. He is buying the blowgun. What is the equivalent object? Well, I'm sure I can find something. Though, for those, they as well may require a smaller exchange, but an exchange nonetheless. Perhaps a sample of time.
That's alright. Enjoy the arrows.
So be it. By the way,
Rejoin the group.
there are
Yes.
some cosmetic traits to this item, aside from also being what it is. Any darts fired from this? When they fire out, the back end of the missile as it fires out seems to gain an unnerving level of organic flexibility. Slithering seemingly as it flies through the air toward its target.
Good to know.
It is also cursed. The nature of that curse, however, do not yet know.
I will rejoin the group and identify.
Okay, identifying. First of all, this object can, of course, function as a +1 blowgun. Not explicitly designed for that particular activity. That said, when used for its alternate point of design, it may leave you with a point of exhaustion should you fail to succeed a DC 20 Constitution saving throw. And should you get a nat 1 on that Constitution saving throw, your hit point maximum will be reduced by a roll of 1d12 until you get a long rest. Furthermore, that lost hit point maximum will go toward empowering the hit point maximum of the shopkeep for that duration.
Ew.
When using it, however, as a blowgun, you need to make a charisma saving throw.
So you have to use your B to blow skills?
Yes, because you're largely using your mouth. You have to make a charisma saving throw of the same DC 20, or risk the same effect.
Remember, you gotta use your B2 skills.
Yeah, you
Do you at least get a bonus to
those
thinking clearly?
Got so many bones.
You know what? High or low if these items include a post-activity clarity, so to speak.
Oh my god. Stop.
High or
It's
low?
Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Hi.
Natural 100.
Whew.
Specifically, after using it for its intended purpose, you do get a 3-hour-long +2 bonus to your wisdom and intelligence statistics. Sure.
A 3-hour bonus to what?
3-hour-long +2 bonus to both your wisdom and intelligence statistics, even in excess of 20.
God.
There you go, Internet. There's a mechanic for post-nut clarity. All right.
Ew.
I have the filters on the stream. Okay.
Wait, so is this... If I use it for the alternate thing, would that make it function like a weapon, or...
Using it
something?
as a blowgun, it will function like a weapon. Using it for its intended purpose, it's just fun.
Okay.
However,
So,
actually, using it for its intended purpose can incapacitate a foe or yourself on a low enough Constitution save.
gosh.
They will have to save against it, though. Again, save DC 20 is the maximum in any case.
Good to know.
Hey, Joe.
Yep.
Take your thumb and put it right here.
Why, is there a zit? I feel like there's a zit.
Your ear should pop. Your
They didn't.
sinuses should feel slightly
They didn't.
weird.
I'm weird.
Yeah, rub.
Try
Rub.
climb it. Let's not talk
it
about
working?
rubbing anything right now. So,
It's so wrong.
now on to Venestra, going after the oversized crop and the studded great paddle.
Ooh.
DM, I also did want to ask, is Halcyon literally looking at all these items, or is he disgusted by the thought?
Halcyon has his own proclivities, given, however, where these are from. He's disgusted at the
Hell no.
notion of something he enjoys being corrupted. It's ironic, given it already does. So, Violet and Amira going after the glaive instead of great paddle. Who's going after which item?
Venestra's going after the straight instead of path.
Oversized crop
Now
instead of
Violet.
great paddle. They're both working together. Okay, so advantage in each case. All right. Fair enough. Well, aren't you quite the tall, bestial woman? Oddly enough, a mountain I might have to climb.
Blech.
That depends, however, on what sort of goods you're looking to get. Goods or services, that is.
I didn't look at the stores.
You
I'm
didn't?
gonna look at the store.
Need a map.
It's been up for a week. There's oceans of renames on there that I thought you'd get a kick out of.
Just need a map, my guy.
Joe, I have been out in the heat all day long.
I'm playfully giving you shit. Don't worry about it.
I surprisingly was able to kill 2 brown recluses
Wow.
and 1 widow by myself.
Okay, so Vanessa says, we were looking for those. Amira motioned to the above 2 items. We have quite the extensive inventory of newly created implements.
Both of those such items might be of reasonably usable size for yourself. Or even beings larger than yourself. They may be well suited for those interested in enjoying the company of giants. Or Baylors.
So where is this list?
In underneath Vanessa's chat.
It is right above session call.
Right above session call.
Newly created implement. Do you and your companion procure and design rules of engagement yourself? This character would be so much more crass, but we're on twitch.tv.
You did put the stuff on. 18 plus stream.
Business.
We're still
Fascinating.
not the other website.
Oh. Well, we can't even be on the orange website here in Texas.
So, what amount of your own inventory do you think these 2 lovely implements of pain would be worth? Enlarged as they are. If you have nothing, of course, worth exchanging, however, I do have a tale. Handling 2 is something I'm more than well enough equipped for. About one motorized implement for the 2. It's powered by one's own magic, so it will never run out of power. Fascinating. Roll a persuasion check. With advantage, as you are being helped along by Amira. $24. It's a deal. As I mentioned to your previous draconic-like companion, you do have the option to test these such implements as he places them on the table before you leave. Just as well, since I'm being exchanged, good. I may reserve the right to do so myself. Duly noted. V and Amira would inspect the items just to see how they were cursed as Amira placed the boxed item on the table. Are you looking to do an identify or just inspect them? If you're just inspecting them, that will be an Arcana check. Identify, okay. All right, cool. So, similarly to the previous item. Oh, though not the spell. Okay, so Arcana check. Natural fucking 20. Yeah. So, especially in line with the, we're gonna call it blowgun that Xanon got. You're no stranger to sort of vampiric drain runes and sort of how those spell functions generally work. Any damage dealt to a target with these items, if they're equivalent damage, the target will have to roll a DC 20 Constitution saving throw or lower their total HP by that same amount. However, in this case, again, that total HP will be added to the shopkeep regardless of plane distance and plane barrier. That's when used in a combative sense. When used for its intended purpose, each bit of, in this case, non-lethal damage dealt by these items will lead to a D4 roll for additional AC for the shopkeep, while decreasing the target's armor class by a similar 1d4 roll. To account for quote-unquote sensitive nerves, making it easier to feel incoming stimuli. And of course, when using it for its intended purpose, if that con save were to roll a natural 1, then you do get that same sort of clarity effect from that target. And they are also incapacitated. These incapacitations, by the way, I believe I did not mention this before, about an hour. You are very welcome, and I would be quite excited to see you again. Anybody else have anything they'd want to go for?
I'm letting you know this. I want to see what happens, because
Halcyon's
I'm
not
letting you
keen
know,
on
Violet
going in there and buying anything.
I let you know that from the things that Halcyon has picked up in the other store, Violet walks in and takes out a set of nondescript, I would say a chain of orbs. And she says, "Look, Halcyon, these ones are big." Should we get the...
Are you getting the beads?
These? Yes, she's thinking about getting beads.
No. First of all, those will burn your insides. No.
You put no, Melissa, this is a secondary question. You put them inside? Inside where?
Later. We're not trying those.
Her whole face is just like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You sweet winter child.
I was born in the winter. It's always winter where I live.
Oh my god, Venestra. Look at Venestra's meme. Is that a rosary for giants?
Okay, recently I heard of something called a crucifix, so I'm very confused. My life is
Something the
much more
Skags
confused
must
than
have
it
come
used
up
to be.
with, I'm sure. One of their old world
They-
faiths.
I'm letting you know they exist. That's it. It's an actual thing. It's a thing. She looks over at Halcyon. That's it.
Ask the leather-faced immortals.
They're immortal.
Relatively, they don't have old age. It's not because of those implements, because they were poisoned. But either way.
Violet's face is all red. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. So you have a wonderful day.
You guys seem excited. Are you sure you don't want to buy something? There's a number of things that could loosen your uptight attitude, Mr. Elf. I'm quite certain. Are you sure? And he calls back through the door at you. I can put these beats on reserve. And, should you want to swing by later, we can discuss a discount. In quite a while, I've had a chance to handle someone of such a snowy complexion.
It's just like one of those moments that actually does the
Rivenheart,
whole
everybody.
body
This is
cringe.
going to be objectively probably the horniest that I will ever get in, that I will ever describe things as in D&D. Outside of it just being out of character joking that goes way too far. You guys have broken me with that before. Regardless.
She looks over at. I have a question. Would you repeat what he looks like again?
Right, so roughly 7 foot tall, incredibly sort of incredibly sorry. Blah. Let me put this into reference. Bodybuilder Chris Hemsworth kind of build without body hair. Cut down on pretty much any of the remaining body fat, so you've got insane levels of muscle definition showing. And whenever anybody approaches, his body suddenly gets painted with tattoos of seemingly prior engagements.
Question. How did you get all those tattoos?
Each and every one of them is earned. There's always more space on the canvas.
That's not nearly as fascinating as them being painted in blue and gold.
No. Yeah, you can see dotted across his body, all kind of woven together like a consistent pattern. All manner of people, mortal and demon alike, in various sorts of compromising positions, or being
I'm
the
gonna let you
positions of
know
the
that Violet is
compromisers.
now. Violet is drawing these pictures in her notebook.
He traces a finger across his chest, a little close to a couple of parts of his pectoral muscles. And as he does so, the tattoos disappear.
Well, that's
Want a better
disappointing.
You'll have to barter for it. Or you can join me for a private look.
Ew.
I don't think the curtains match the drapes in this situation.
The curtains can match any drape you need.
That's the whole point.
Quite the interior
You're not being
decorator.
honest. I'm just going to say you're not very honest. Which means that...
In what way have I lied to you?
Can I finish a statement, sir?
You may.
Alright. This something I have wrong with all these demons. They think that by lying, by putting themselves in different positions, that it's going to make people fascinated or want them or want or need something from them. I find it highly distasteful. And I find it quite boring. Because if you can't be honest about who you are, I don't find you interesting whatsoever.
I haven't lied to you yet once.
You said the curtains can match whatever color they want, which is a deception.
Not necessarily. Succubi and incubi naturally have transformative abilities.
The addictivenesses of their body can basically cause a person to lose their own control. Which makes it not very honest.
I would never lie about what I can cause someone to do.
Yes, but the addiction itself is not very honest.
If you
It's
know
like
you're
a
getting
drink.
into bed with an incubus, you know what you're in for. What dishonesty is there in that?
She looks over at Halcyon. I don't think he understands.
I don't think this is the right place to make that point. These aren't going to be people who admit to faults and then give in to altruism.
But they're constant faults.
Congratulations, it's a bloody demon.
They're worse than mechanists, not gonna lie.
Oh, you guys don't have permissions for that. Hold on. Well, you know what? I can fix that on the BRB, if not in the background here, depending on when discussions happen. But yeah, I can get that fixed.
She looks over at Halcyon. I don't think he understands.
What visage is Violet wearing right now?
She's just a 5. She's got, okay. The only clothes that she is wearing at the moment is her tail.
Doggo,
That is
dragon, or
wrapped in
elf?
Elf.
Purpley scaly elf or just white elf?
She can't change her vision more than once today. She already changed it to add the tail and the
Right,
wings,
I'm
so she
just
can't do another
clarifying.
one.
So, are there purple amethyst scales visible?
Yes,
Okay.
they're little heart-shaped scales.
I may have some other things that may interest you. He walks over to a sealed sort of display locker. The actual display glass itself also shielded. It seems from the outside to be lined with both lead and copper in a very nice filigree, admittedly. And as he opens it, revealed inside of that cabinet, a series of, well, a bit of revealing attire, a set of shackles, and a number of smaller implements, all in a set, and all, well, foreign.
Hold on, I gotta roll for it. I gotta roll for it. I gotta roll for it. I gotta roll for it.
Mm-hmm.
100 to see how much she wants these.
She got her brain fixed. She might be able to restrain herself.
It's a 38. She's fine. We're even past 50. We're fine. We're not even debating. Looks over at Halcyon. Those things are radioactive.
Not exactly, but poisoned enough to avoid.
Oh, into the microphone, please.
Poisoned enough to avoid, absolutely.
I mean, we have some things like that, but I don't think I want this one. Looks over at Halcyon.
I can get something made for
I
you.
don't think. Let me put it to you this way, sir. I don't think there's anything that you could offer me that I would want.
So be it.
She goes
Anyone
and
else?
snuggles Halcyon. Remember.
You, the Fey Lady? Anything here that catches your eye? As he references Piper.
Is Piccolo still out of whatever dimensional space we
He's still in that dimensional space piecing out, because right now they're in the middle of the fucking city. Amber?
Amber.
Amber? Ambulance? Ambivalence? Amtrak?
Amber. Amber.
Am Radio? Amber? As Vinister says, person handling babies in tech say what?
She's not gonna say whatever. She's not gonna say anything.
Baby revolution may have happened. They got her. Yeah, she's being swarmed by imps. Well, as much as I would love to ease your T-posing friend over there, I'm afraid it seems your shopping may be done unless there's anything else you would all like.
In case there's something you can offer us that we'd enjoy, but I don't think you can.
What is visible here for my inventory is available for those that haven't been officially invited. Rivenheart. As I see no
I would
kindred
want-
partners among you, you don't get access to the other stock.
Oh, because we don't have him out, we don't get the other stock. It's
So, are you going to just stand here in my shop and marvel at my creation? Window shopping may cost you something as well, should you continue.
No. It shouldn't.
I did say it may cost you something.
She leaned against Halcyon. Let's get out of here.
Yes, let's get out. Making my skin crawl. I can make your skin do a lot more than that. Halcyon visibly shudders.
What do you know? All of these like positions and all the things that Violet has seen. She looks over at Halcyon. There's going to be a lot more to learn than we've already learned, isn't there? Because that's a lot of things. That's a
Great
lot
deal.
of things.
There's a
Wow,
whole
that's
book full of it
amazing.
that I could show you.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
with pictures for you to look at when you can't quite focus.
Focus on what? Violet's so oblivious to everything. Violet's my innocent child. She doesn't even know what he's talking about.
So now standing out in the busy, bustling and hustling streets of Rivenheart yet again, what would you all like to do?
I would like to find something normal but weird that shouldn't be there. Something Violet can smell that makes her uncomfy.
Looking for something out of place even here?
Mm-hmm.
How long does it take you to traverse from one end of the city to the other side? Let me go ahead and pull up the document. Okay, you gotta give me a sec.
I would be looking for Ravik.
He's there with you.
Oh, okay. I thought he and Piper went to a map shop or
They
something.
did, yes. Right now, Piper is deposing. So we'll pick up on what Piper's doing in a moment as she catches up with you guys, and I just need to adjust myself.
If we go to a map shop, if Violet kind of heads towards that shop, does anything smell weird?
Hold on. As far as venturing from one side of the city to the other by air, it may take you about 20 minutes. And that's bypassing a lot of winding streets, all interlocked with shops, brothels, and all sorts of businesses. I mentioned bathhouses.
Can I make a roll for keen senses to smell or something weird?
You want to catch if any smells are oddly strange? Just walking through the streets. Perception with advantage.
Because that's kind of how she do it. 16 plus 6. 22.
Okay. 22. Smelling for anything odd or out of place.
As you do when you're
V is
giant
also
doggo.
going to summon a flock of familiars, summon 2 similar imps to Amira to scout around the city and ask around for the palace. Okay, great. Have those imps roll a couple of charisma checks then for me while they're scouting around for that. As far as the perception check, landing on a 22, smelling for anything odd, out of place, and foreign to this place. Well, your nose is immediately assaulted by the myriad of human aromas. As a human and other races, there are mortals here that are not explicitly from here, and here most likely by invitation. It's not just demons here. $15 for the imps. All right, 15 for the imps. Asking around the city, just trying to see if they could find semblance of a palace-like structure or bathhouse or brothel to rule them all. With a 15, a lot of even the imps are pointed toward more so local businesses and even sort of gathering points for some mortal races to be like, try and draw some of them over here, and we'll get you more info. And it's a lot of that kind of thing. Especially with seemingly at least the feedback that the imps are getting. The succubi and incubi population here seem to have a sense for the, lack of a better way of putting it, bonded nature these imps have. And now that Amber, you are here,
Hello.
you are venturing out with Ravik toward a map shop, or at least trying to find one. So,
Yes.
you want to ask around to see what you can find? Do you want to investigate? Do you want to look around, see what you can find? Look, investigate, ask. Those are your three options.
Let's investigate.
Okay, investigation check then for me. This will be looking around at signage, basically street language, street direction, things that would indicate people that are having hard time navigating themselves and generally coalescing in a location.
Nat 20 plus 5.
Natural 20 plus 5. Okay. Oddly enough, in sort of pursuing this line of wayward individuals, people trying to look and find their way, and then people generally gathering together, you do end up very much leaving the main street, starting to dodge through alleys and winding roads and things as Ravik kind of follows alongside you. Until eventually you find this sort of little tucked in building side shop.
Okay. Hello? Joe?
Ah. That has been stained with, well, that has been built of brilliantly stained cherry wood that has been even still caked with wear, tear, dust, mud, salt, seawater, and it has grown pale from disuse. As a lot of the wayward mortals trying to find their way around have just barely missed the faded lettering on this building.
Okay, so, was there a name I missed out on? Because your mic got turned off?
Sorry. So the faded lettering.
Mm-hmm.
Back my back.
Get back in there.
Nah, the shop is not crack my back.
No, it's Eck my back. But that would be hilarious. Oh, well, I gotta throw this bag away. It's got a massive hole in it.
Ooh.
Shit.
Which bag?
Oh, it's one of my duffel bags.
Not the orange one.
No.
This decrepit map shop, which you can see through dust-covered and sort of grime-riddled weathered windows, there are presence of globes and things in here that would indicate navigation. I just fucking lost the I had it right there and then bleh. Ah, right. Just barely faded into the wood is the business name led by the second head.
Led by the second
What
head.
section are we in right now?
Led by the second head. My god, my good dude.
Leo Brick. Yeah, everybody is shopping around in Rivenheart. And right now, at least, Ravik and Piper are looking for a map store.
Catch me up. Sorry, I was playing a game with some friends and forgot I had D&D today.
It's all
It's
good.
okay. You gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
So do you try and
Yeah.
venture into the store?
Yes, I need a map.
Okay.
I need a map that's actually like detailed, not one that's like, here's your general sense of direction. By the way, it's glowing the glow of freaking all the incubi and succubi in the city.
Yeah, venturing toward the door, you see an insignia, again, just as faded and weathered against the door, that shows, just lost the name of the fucking creature. Ah, right. It shows a, admittedly cartoonized, inlay of an Etten, which is a creature that is commonly known as a two-headed giant.
So it's not just a play on words. Got it, got
Well, it is in
it.
more than one way, I suppose.
Like I said, it's not just a play on words.
And that is very simply what Ravik replies. The door does sit there firmly shut, and despite the amount of foot traffic barely missing this place, there is a clear sort of layer of dust and soil that has sort of settled in front of the door, mostly undisturbed until you guys have approached, despite the fact that it does have a well-lit interior.
Well, that's not suspicious. Alright, we're gonna go in, but cautiously, because, that's what you should do, is be cautious.
Okay, go ahead and give me a strength check, as when you try for the door, you immediately feel the stiffness of a door that is off-kilter from its hinges, and hinges that have long since lost their, well, smooth sense of motion.
Can I cast mending on the door hinges?
With this kind of damage, well, you can certainly try. Mending is more so for broken items rather than weathered ones, typically.
Oh, okay, so then, okay. I mean, I'll try first.
Yeah.
I do mending. All I gotta do is, there's no roll
Alright.
for that, just mending.
Yeah, doing mending, some of the cracks in the hinges and even just weathering cracks in the doors do themselves kind of stitch back together in the small allotted area that spell is able to cast within. But the rust and even the layered sort of pockets of it.
This is good enough. Guess I'll try opening again.
Go ahead and give me a strength check.
That's 10 plus 3.
10 plus 3, 13. You immediately hear that sort of deep sliding sound of a door that is struggling to open. It's not locked, but it may as well be.
I'm gonna look at Revik. Could you maybe help me with this?
I was waiting
horrible
for you
move?
to ask.
I forgot you were there. Sorry.
Say please, I am a dragon.
Please, could
What?
you
What am I
help
doing?
me open the door? I forgot I did
Savory.
say please. I did say please. Did I
Say
not?
which group did you go with? Did you go with Piper or did you go with us?
Where did y'all go?
To the
Where
sex
did
store.
anyone go?
Piper and Ravik have
To the
gone.
sex.
Yeah, Piper and Ravik have gone to try and find a map store. Then everybody else has been in the store that the list that I provided sells things in.
Map shop or magic item? Okay.
Yep.
Probably the magic item shop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So anyway,
Go with them. We're not.
continuing
Yeah.
with Piper. Neseo, what is Ravik's strength modifier?
Modifier is 4.
Modifier is a +4? Okay. Since he is separated from you in this instance, I will be rolling for the sake of him, so in case I do ask you for modifiers, this will be largely why. Okay. 18. He walks up to the door and with a golden dragon, draconic level of cockiness, just leans against it as the door creaks and starts to shove before snapping off of its rusted hinges, and the door just clatters to the floor. It's open.
I wish I knew what most of these did. I don't know what invasion does. I don't know what clairvoyance does. I don't know what armor of Agathis does. Not quite sure what false life does.
Well, luckily, the scrolls do reference actual D&D normal spells, so you can look them up for reference as well if needed.
Yeah, it's just gonna take forever. Okay.
This is a.
Piper's just gonna look at Ravit, just like, good job. Good job. You know
Not
it was
my
a
best
pull
word.
door, right? You know it was a pull door, right?
It wasn't going anywhere anyway.
Just get inside, help me hold the door back up, and I'll fix the door.
Okay. He wanders inside with you, lifts, and pushes the door in place. And roll a strength check for him for this anyway, even though now that the door is no longer locked in place, it's not really that high of a DC. Yeah, he easily pushes the door in place.
I'm gonna just mend the door back to its hinges.
Okay. And as the door mends back on, now at least a little bit of the rust, the gathered rust deposits having been snapped off, it may be openable now, but I guess you'll see. It is, however, now upon entering within that of course scent of old dust is rather strong in here. And actually with give me a perception check, given your passive perception and how high it is anyway.
So perception check, you said?
Yes.
13 plus 11?
13 plus 11.
Ugh.
Yeah. Your nose is immediately struck with also the acrid smell of old mildew.
Oh no.
And long forgotten and dried citrus.
Oh no! Oh, no.
Dead.
They're dead! He's dead, Chip! I guess we're looking for the citrus smell.
Oh my god! I have to make this joke. Dead Tom's dead. Long John shot him. Dead Tom's always been dead. That's why he's called Dead Tom.
Looking for the source of the smell. Not that hard to find. You wander behind the desk where you notice what would largely be the back room wherever the ledger is kept. The doorway for that is abnormally tall. The ceilings in here are exceptionally tall despite the otherwise presented build of the building from the outside, almost as if the business is run by someone of a more gigantic size.
Say the shopkeep was a giant with 2 heads.
Or in this case, as you stumble upon the long moth-eaten clothes and the oversized skeleton with a blackened ribcage, a pair of heads, and a cracked pelvis
Ooh.
that seems to be similarly blackened as that blackness traces up the spine and out toward the chest.
Ooh.
You find the long forgotten skeletal remains of an Ifrit. Whosoever the shopkeep, or I guess technically shopkeeps, used to be.
Oh, that's a mystery we're gonna need to solve later. But for right now, map. Map and okay. Does Piper have speak with dead? I don't know. Do I? I don't. I have way too many fucking spells.
Believe it or not, she's walking on air.
I have speak with plants.
Not quite what you need here.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, no, I don't have speak with dead. I guess I decided never to pick up that one, but
Yeah.
I see the error of my ways. Jesus.
Yeah, that's it. Of course, among many things, you do notice a fine layer of dust all over the interior of this shop. It being as well lit as it is, you do notice many of the light sources seem to be floating in seemingly enchanted candles. Though on closer inspection, the flames themselves seem to be depicting images of rather lurid dancing, and the pattern in which the waxes seem to melt and then reform seem to be more like wax sculptures than normal candles.
Oh, nice.
Some of which of bodily forms and some of which of more appendage-like structure.
Oh, nice. Great.
Get on there.
I was just like, okay. Definitely going to need to go back to them later and find out if we could talk to the dead giant. Later. We need a map.
Of which, it's easy enough to procure one in here. And
Of the city.
yeah, it largely does just detail overall a map of Rivenheart. Dated for an unfamiliar year structure.
Okay. Great.
The year
can I
is
find
referred
one
to
that-
as L4926.
L4926. Okay, hold on. L4926. Okay, is that like the newest looking map?
That's the latest one that you can find, and that is the collection of these that seems to have gathered the least amount of dust, as well as just outright has not been. It's in the back room for the most part in a partially opened crate. As if a retailer just got a shipment in, needed to double check what was even in the box and whether it needed to go up yet.
Yeah. Oh, poor dude. Poor dudes. I guess we're gonna have to go find a
As far
calendar.
as you can tell, it's a skeleton.
Yeah, that's a... Okay, so,
As far as the map goes, it details countless businesses all across the city, a number of different brothels, bathhouses, tailors, of which, nothing has a modest persuasion, a number of shoe cobblers, again, nothing of modest persuasion, Basically shops for anything and
Okay.
everything, even blacksmiths, again, that don't really sell normal weaponry per se. As
I mean,
well as
makes
a
sense.
number of theater houses.
15 minute circus.
Special types of showings.
Okay, so I'm gonna find the map shop on the map.
God, I wish this place existed in the material planes.
No.
And
As far as cross-referencing the businesses that you had ventured toward to get here,
Not
and
the inhabitants of this place with all these facilities.
as far as cross-referencing again, the businesses that you ventured toward to get here, you notice that this particular building is auspiciously missing from the latest edition of the map. Though the businesses in front of and behind it are very much still here.
So they're at least somewhat current. So at least I can know that it's somewhat current enough that it might be.
Passing by, you
the
did notice
same
there are
demon.
some businesses, that you passed by at least 10 different businesses that are not listed on this map. So, at least there are some businesses that have lasted. You don't know for how long or what necessarily any of that means, though.
Yeah, because we need to know if this is going to be around the same area, the same demon lord. Because if it's not the same time period, it's the same demon lord, then. Well, they probably move their castles around each demon lord that spawns up. I guess we'll go back to the group and Well, first, actually, I want to see if there's anywhere that essentially says, hey, this is where the demon lord lives.
Investigation check, just to kind of feel out points of interest on the map. Anything that might line up with
Hold
that.
on. Where I just had like 3 dice over here. Where did they go? The only thing about cleaning, sometimes you lose shit.
Yep.
Literally shit you just had in front of you, too.
Yes. That's what happened today. Like, okay. So Dora hid my pumps for my resin and I can't find them.
Are you fucking shitting me?
No, I'm not kidding.
Oh, I found my dice tower, but not my dice. The fuck? Hold on. Excuse me while I have to go in the other room and grab some dice.
Roll one of the babies. The amount of grunts they make out of 20 will be... I'm sorry, that was terrible.
That was awful, Joe.
You can do it
So
gently
long.
on like a cushioned... Never mind. Bonus question. What would be a really fucked up dice alternate? No.
Okay, I'm coming.
Nice.
Sorry, it just takes me a bit.
What is this?
Me a minute to get anywhere. Okay. Bring this down here. Ah, shit.
Mm-hmm.
19 plus 5 is investigation, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 19 plus 5.
Okay. So 19 plus 5, as far as anywhere on the map that seems to at least hint at a higher concentration of demons, and at that more powerful ones, there is the,
I'll pull that out later.
what's the word I'm looking for?
Square?
For now, because I'm
Lotta.
missing the colorful word, the
Bizarre.
inebriation district. I'm missing the specific word I'm looking for, but the idea here and the key as listed for mortals. There are many businesses here, and some of which are hidden from the naked eye unless one enters its streets under the influence of a mind-altering and, in some cases, sensation-enhancing substance.
Great. All right.
And there is
Contemporary-
one business that, depending on the angle that you hold the map, in this district, is referred to simply as something. Barely able to really catch it. And it is slightly green when you can somewhat catch it. You feel like, especially as you try to re-angle the map and notice a few other businesses that have a similar kind of afterimage and fading pattern, you may even need to be under the influence of something to see these businesses laid out on the map too.
Does it say what substance?
Doesn't really provide a key for options.
Great. I guess we'll take this back to everybody and regroup.
Okay.
Right.
Given your wisdom stat, I'm not going to make you roll a survival to retrace your steps. As we
I
go
have
ahead.
no money, so how do I buy things?
All of everything that's listed in that list is a barter system. So, as you, Avery, are left within the building
in my inventory whatsoever.
You can also.
You could ask.
Yeah.
You could ask Opate Mabaz.
Ask for what?
For things to trade.
Well, I know I have stuff, but the problem is it's not in D&D Beyond.
I mean, you could ask, but you ask.
Or your notes.
Some of the party members might just give you things that you can trade, so you don't have to trade any of the new things that you've gotten through these people. I'm crazy, because they're insane, literally insane.
Well, I guess I'll wait for my turn, but I'm not sure where my turn is.
It's turn now, B.
It's your turn now
Your
since
turn
you've
now.
shown up and you haven't been addressed yet, and then we'll get back to normal camera order.
All right.
I do
Which
have
then,
a
for that
question.
moment, we'll jump over you in that instance, but then it'll get back to normal.
Can we go back to where they're inside the building? Well, let's go be there.
Sure, we can. Where everybody hasn't quite left the building yet for what you're doing right now, Avery. As you see this roughly 7 foot tall, incredibly well built, for the sake of reference, sort of a Chris Hemsworth minus any and all body fat, purple skinned incubus. On closer approach, this seems to sort of manifest tattoos of prior conquests on his form.
So what you see Avery kind of eyeing the item labeled the ironic blindfold. But he has a troubled look on his face as he kind of shuffles through his pockets for anything worth bartering with.
Do you ask Violet? It's like right next to you. Violet's doing the thing.
Hey, does anyone have something to trade for this?
I have many things to trade. What would you like to trade?
I don't know. I think we have to ask the shopkeep.
That blindfold will fade from existence after a short time once it's been worn.
Oh.
But, you know, they still fall in line.
Right, because it's a scroll. Yeah, I got it.
He's gonna point at the blanket. That might be an option.
No, I was also looking at the blanket.
But
yeah,
I think.
If you come into my
just
shop
yeah.
empty-handed, there are other things you can exchange for my inventory. As he eyes you up and down like a piece of meat.
Avery, I don't think
I hear changelings are quite malleable in their form.
You know, I am flattered, but I don't want to sound racist here, but I've grown.
Oh shit!
You are the
he has
only
his own
patron so
room.
far he's using his abilities on. He is an incubus, after all.
Charisma save.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Tricks. Got charisma.
And I also have advantage against being charmed or frightened. So does that
This would qualify in the charmed category. So
with advantage?
Uh,
Still not great. 17.
you beat it. He may be big and meaty, but he is a shopkeeper.
Not a,
I'm flattered,
demon lord.
but I've seen y'all's minds, and it's a dirty place. I don't want to get.
It is a dirty place. We'd love some.
Not the good kind of dirty. It's the bad kind of dirty. Like
the no square. In the literal sense.
No, don't touch me there. That is my no
I so made
square.
up if dirtiness is a problem. Don't worry, they are similarly enchanted, just like the rest of everything else in this establishment.
I think I'll pass. I repeat, I think I will pass.
Your loss. Very much
So,
needed to take a bite out of it.
What aside from my health would you take for this blanket?
For the blanket? Well, given its name, I would offer a collar to pair with it. That would avoid the need to pay.
A what to pair with it?
Collar.
No.
What?
A collar to go around your neck.
Nope. No.
That depends on the collar. A decorative choker? Down. An
It
enchanted
has
binding
definitely
collar?
some
No
decorative
thanks.
aspects, but it is also enchanted.
But finish the statement. Go ahead, repeat that. Cosima.
A decorative collar? Sure. An enhanced binding collar? No thanks. Or wait, an enchanted binding collar? No thanks.
Well, I can always keep it. Unless you have anything else worth offering.
You know what? You lost a customer, buddy. He walks out.
Wasn't much expecting
Violet.
one from someone not invited into the city limits.
Violet is going to pull out one of the G-string bikinis from the prior episode that she owns that self-cleans itself. Going to offer it for the blanket. This is the cleanest thing that will ever be in this store.
All of my implements are quite clean indeed. But given that that one cleans itself, you do make a fair point. Make a persuasion check.
Can I have advantage with help from Avery? So I'm gonna give him the blanket.
Is Avery even still in the building? I thought he walked out.
Oh, I didn't need it. I got a natural 20. First natural 20 thing.
The blanket is yours. You reserve the right to test it before you leave for its efficacy. As do I reserve the right to test anything I've received in exchange for one of my goods. As he snaps his fingers, and the belt straps and loincloth that previously adorned him are replaced by what you have now supplied him. As the also incubus now shifts physique toward a more befitting succubus to fit that attire, if not slightly stretch it, given his
Dad never.
own size.
She looks at see, I'd never look good in that color of red, but you look very nice in that color of red. It's
Much
not her color.
appreciated.
It's that bright red that would just make Violet look real weird, not like a warm or like.
Are you more
Jesus.
keen on spending some time with me when I'm like this? Hmm?
Eh.
So, this is from my friend. I'm going to give it to you.
The changeling.
Mm. It's a shame. I'm not going to pay you in my dreams because it's going to make me feel awkward. And she basically walks out with the blanket in the bag and just puts it away.
One of the few kinds of entities you really don't want to put in your spank bank. Succubi and incubi. It's a beacon.
She looks over at Avery. I taught you something. Don't say anything about it. And she also, in the bag, she also left the man one of those little G-strings that was a masculine one for one of the guys she was supposed to give him but never gave him. This thing in itself. So you're welcome to have it.
So, again, this artifact functions identically to a cloak of elven kind, just including any attunement conditions similar with the item. However, as with everything in the Abyss, this item is also cursed.
So essentially, let's wait till we leave to decurse it.
You would already know that, right? Avery would have full knowledge to not touch the thing if it's cursed, right?
The nature of its curse may be disclosed upon use of an identify spell or a similar arcana check to try and discern the nature of the additional abyssal runes on this particular object.
So, Violet looks over at Avery. I would let you know the blanket's probably cursed. I would wait until we get out of here. And then the second part, that one's not cursed. It will clean itself. I just, first of all, the person who they gave me some extra ones inside of my bag that didn't belong to me.
To clarify the curses for the weapons, Vinestra, damage dealt to targets with those weapons will, continue. I'll get to that in a sec.
Yeah. I will be that loincloth. It's not kind of like a little purse holder. The G-string. It's a G-string that will look very good on him. It's teal. So she's like, I can't use this because it's masculine, and it doesn't fit the right way.
Why the hell did all that one of the character villains be a succubus? I did this to myself.
I thought that you could totally pull this off, but it's too hard because it shrunk in the wash. So
Bet.
there you go.
Also, you can just shapeshift the side you need for it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And now he has a teal G-string.
On top of his whatever it was he had, a torn tabard of innocence.
Tabard of innocence.
Trying to find it.
It's good to me in your notes. You put
Here
a
it
whole
is.
thing.
Swimwear protection.
Under it, it's not attunable. It just cleans itself.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm still, every time I think about the Tavern of Innocence, I struggle to picture it.
Joe, the way you described it at the beginning was that it would change to whatever garment you wanted it to, and still
Not
letting
garment,
it shape.
it will adjust to the size of the wearer. But all in all, it is sort of that, kind of pale off-red shortened toga in terms of what the wear actually is.
Tabard.
That's good.
Tabard's cool.
So it is kind of like a armless robe with split down the front of the skirt.
Yep.
Not a fan of the aesthetics.
We can get it fixed like when we get to this. Tavinius is going to fix it.
You can also fold, twist, and
Alrighty.
adjust it however you choose, but
Actually,
outright
Would-
adjusting
would
the form
Avery-
it takes would require adjustment to the
Wait.
enchantment.
Can I get the enchantments by just like making use of the belt strap? Like just wearing the belt strap?
You could wrap the whole thing around yourself like a sash.
Ooh.
What? How does that?
like confusing us with the shape of this thing.
So you could take the tabard, roll it up, and just wear it like a sash.
Oh, I guess.
Making us all sad.
No matter.
I guess I'm the only one not said, but then again, I'm mopping.
That looks over him. We'll get that when we get back. But that's the one you're borrowing from me for a little while. I promise you will get better ones at Shawnee.
Awesome.
Ones that actually suit your gifts. She starts to get. She's like,
I feel my brain for some reason right now feels like a toppled fucking Jenga tower.
Ah.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to get thoughts in order.
Take your time.
What were we doing before the whole tabard thing? Oh right, she was giving me the
G-string.
G-string and the blanket, right?
Yeah.
she says, don't
Yeah.
blanket on because it will burst.
Which
And
in
the
terms
G-string
of,
is just a non-magical well, it's a prestidigitating clothing.
Yes, it is.
Effectively.
It's always.
Okay.
cannot be soiled.
All right. I'm calling it the G-string of cleanliness.
And for the sake
I
of
love it.
visual as well, the blanket, the Brat's blanket, visually, is a it's a seductive velvet red. It is made entirely of satin. It is lined with a sort of silver hem lining, and as it wraps around the form, it seems to basically, no matter how it's equipped, wherever it's equipped around, it will hug those features in a way that makes it look like there's no clothing underneath, even if there is.
I love it.
Good.
When and worn
Those are a couple of
hugs
visual
the
caveats just
wearer's
upon attunement.
body as if no clothes.
It's fine. Which is about that's one. Okay, cool. Let me get that.
And as far as, again, what the natures of the curses are in this item, you'll find out if and when that gets identified.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are you going to attune to it now, or wait?
I'm gonna wait. Once we're in a safer place, just
She
like
said
for
it was-
everything else. He's saving
She
with
said,
every. Huh?
Violet did say it was cursed.
Yeah. I'm not touching it really. I'm treating it just like I've treated all my other abyss loot.
Mirror would perk up. I'd check it for you. Also, with now that this diversion is over, shall we finally go find the leader of the city and do what we came here to do? and end said war.
Would this be around the time Piper makes it back?
Mira would perk up. I could check it for you. Be my guest.
Yeah.
He would hand the blanket to Amira.
Okay,
Taps the
nat
nat
20
20.
unidentified. Or in this case,
Oh, right, because Amira has that automatic 20 on Arcana.
Arcana. Yep. Okay. So, recognizing the runes, they have some similar properties to even the armor that you stripped off of Piper's stepmother, as well as some additional, not so desirable features in its curse. First of all, when donned, this armor cannot be doffed. You cannot take it off.
Ah, lovely. It's clingy.
Additionally, you have disadvantage on checks against being grappled and breaking a grapple. And you are also vulnerable to bludgeoning damage.
Okay, so we have Cleric that can dispel curse.
Yes, but we would have to do it outside of the abyss.
Oh yeah,
Make sure
that
it
would.
fully decurses it.
Also, when attuned and equipped, any succubus or incubus within a 5-mile radius of you knows your exact location.
I see, but I can attune it without equipping it and therefore be safe, right?
No. Attunement
No.
would
Okay.
outweigh those conditions.
Okay, then no, I'm not attuning to it right now. We are going to do that in a safer place outside the abyss, just like everything else we've been picking up.
Right, looks like you're everybody like ready to go.
Avery nods.
Would Piper make it back by now?
Yeah.
Okay. Put y'all up here.
So I have a. Oh, do we all have like bags of holding or? Like, how do we carry around our inventory?
Isla is currently holding yours because she's trying to keep the different
There are
space.
some respective pack mules of the group in terms of strength at the moment.
Okay.
But acquiring a bag of holding, especially at this level, not too horribly difficult.
I just can't picture how we could play the game without some kind of something like that, given
I
that
do have
our inventories are so large.
I will say
I
as
do have a
well,
question.
unlike Baldur's Gate 3, I'm not too stringent on carry weight.
No, you're not stringent on carry weight at all, which is exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, physically, where is all this mass? Where are all these different clothes being stored?
There are multiple people
Well,
that
there-
have extra dimensional spaces, whether they be storage items and other things. That can
Okay.
hold these things and stock them.
And also, it magically creates new weights. What did you want to say, Megan?
Who was given Angel's additional bag of holding? One of you was given the additional bag of holding.
Was it not Piper with a whole bunch of shit?
No, Piper was given the other bag of holding, one that was bought specifically for Piper, for Piper's bag of holding.
Okay.
And I gave one to Ravik.
Okay.
There you go.
And then to clarify the curses on your items, Venestra, let's see here.
This goes poison.
As far as the studded great paddle and the oversized crop, both of these, upon dealing damage to a target, will decrease that target's total HP and add that total HP to the shopkeep that sold you these items until a long rest. Should they be used for their intended purposes, that damage will decrease that target's armor class by 1d4 and add that armor class to the shopkeep by 1d4 until a long rest. Long rest. The fuck? Until a long rest.
So you're buffing the shop.
And additionally, for those that hold these items, should they not be of a fiendish persuasion themselves, they must make a charisma saving throw or have their wisdom stat drained by 1d6 points for as long as they have it attuned, for as long as they have it equipped. Yeah, as long as you've kept it heavily wrapped in something and have not directly touched it, it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's heavily
And
wrapped.
again, just general rule of thumb for every artifact here, the saving throws against these negative effects, they're all DC 20, regardless of the saving throw type. Unless you want to take something from that guy's personal stash, but he didn't offer to sell any of it to you.
Oh. No. Yeah, we are gonna need to. We're gonna need to purge the curse of almost everything we've collected down here. We're just not doing it while we're still down here.
Yep. Because it may
We
be
don't know if
like
that'll
throwing gasoline on a forest fire.
Exactly. Why try to wash your clothes in a dirty creek?
Alright, so Piper is back now, right?
Yep. You got the map.
Alright, so, I'm going to show everybody the map. This area, I'm going to point to the area, we apparently need some sort of substance to take to even be able to enter there. Also, the shopkeep is dead in a very mysterious circumstances, so... yeah.
What substance?
That's a good question. It does not say what substance you need to take in order to enter this area.
What if we bring the person back that's in the floor?
Dead giant? Probably good. This also isn't very much an up-to-date map, considering the guy's a skeleton now.
Yes, but he might have the substance we need if we can't see it until we get in there.
Yes, that's why I came back to you guys, because I can't speak to the dead. Again, I'm not sure if any of y'all can.
Can we fast travel to said shop, Joe?
Yeah, you can retrace your steps and get there, since Piper went there. And you do find the skeletal remains of this Etten. This massive two-headed giant with, again, this slightly and lightly blackened and cracked pelvis, completely blackened spine, and blackened front of its rib cage.
Does he actually look like he's an actual demon?
Roll me a religion check on the remains.
Okay.
Or is he just one poor unfortunate soul?
19 plus this Violet sheet. I think D&D Beyond keeps fritzing out on.
Oh, yep, shit. I forgot to pull it up. Usually I do.
I'll grab it.
I go grab that.
Sorry, not
for ya.
Ifrit. I meant Etten, and I've been mixed up Ifrit and Etten. It's all Etten.
Is it? Campaign, open link, a do tab, go back to my freaking thing.
Okay, so what was the total on that religion?
Joe, wait please.
Sorry.
Also, Vanessa, He's saying things, but I can't look because I'm pulling up Violet's sheet because.
Vanessa.
Okay, religion. Boop doop doop doop. Religion +4.
So it's a 23.
No noticeable indications of demonic physiology or even mutation on this being. This
Does
seems
he
like
smell-
it was one of the many mortal residents. As far as the smell, there is a... I mean, again, just like Piper, with your passive, you'd be able to pick up, especially at this distance, the notes of really, really old death.
Like how old?
Yeah,
I
she
see
would
what-
probably have
Make
finer
me
tunage
make me
than me.
medicine check.
18. To the bottom.
The floor is clean.
24, Joe.
24.
Oh, can you be nice in there?
Well, given the amount of dust and how poorly sealed, well, actually how well sealed this place was, despite the humidity being so close to the coastal area out there, in here it is starkly dry. And the aroma that comes off of it almost reminds you of mummification. This body, given that, could be anywhere from a couple of months to a couple of centuries old.
It's within 1,000 years, what you told me. Within 1,000 years.
Could be longer too.
I'm going to ask Vanessa to open up the portal so I can talk to my aunt, because my aunt could probably tell me how old this person is, how dead he is. Due to the fact she was a vampire. Some fucking centuries.
Yep, learned well more about stuff like dead bodies than us.
Yeah, I'm dead.
She had way more time
I will say
than we
with that
did.
medicine check as well, you would notice that at this point, enough time has passed that the body has been effectively exsanguinated, and there is no sign of old blood stains or anything else that had been left behind except for not the dust.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. I have 1,000 years of thing. I have 1,000 years. Literally 1,000 years.
He would raise a hand and and create a rift so Violet could talk to her aunt.
I need to know how old this person is. Please, please.
Been dead?
I will give it a try. She's going to herself roll a medicine check. Given her vampiric history, she has lowered a DC for a decent bit of this. Oh, no idea.
Let's see, do I have enough? Because if I have enough, what are this? Which you? Oh my god, why does this not have a fucking... Okay, what are this? Yes, I'm gonna give this to... Violet's aunt. There you go. I have redeemed an inspiration.
That's right, you guys can buy those for NPCs. Speaking of which, side note, for some players that are a little bit newer, you can spend channel points on buying inspiration for NPCs. You cannot buy them for each other or yourselves. Other viewers, however, can do that for you guys. Get it out there.
Violet is good.
If they are personal NPCs, thereby directly linked to you, though, you also cannot buy them for them. So you could not buy it for like Ravik or Amira in that case. It would have to be separated in that regard.
So Violet cannot do Violet's aunt, but I can do Violet's aunt.
Correct.
Yes.
Also, yes, Piper, you are in the right layer of the abyss for exactly that. But either way,
No! Ew! Disgusting!
What
blame
did she roll?
Venestra. So, with that roll, it's not much better.
I will do more. I have 26,000. 26,000 points, and they're only 2,000 points.
You want to buy another? Buy another.
Violet's aunt. I will keep doing it till we win. Till we win.
At
Because I
one.
want to know if we can. Bitch.
Do you want me to roll?
This isn't you rolling. I'm sorry.
Damn.
There. Again.
Natural
It's
20.
like, do it again!
Polar switches. Natural 20. She looks confused for a very long moment. Almost like she looks like she's having a stroke just before a split second that twinkle returns to her eyes.
I need it within 1,000 years. Just within 1,000.
As far as the exact time frame, it's a little difficult with a corpse that desiccated. But there is enough remaining old skin and everything that I would say, at least for a being of that size, in maybe 700, maybe. But it's also the abyss. It gets a little vague.
Because this is the only spell scroll that Violet can use, it's at 9th level because she's a level 20 character. She's just gonna she can use scrolls and stuff. She pulls out one of those little scrolls. This is going to suck. So we're going to get the answer of where the leader of this area is very quickly, Piper. So I would like you to help me.
Yes, I will help.
We're going to draw his attention very fast, bringing this character back. So, how close are we to the center of town, DM?
You got to get to this building. You very much veered off the beaten path.
Okay. But in order to bring him back, we will incur a deity of some sort.
Or some.
It is
High-level
also
somebody.
worth considering that you are in the abyss. Usually beings that die here turn into something else. Their body is otherwise left behind.
Anybody got speak with dead?
I prefer not to speak with Dick, because then he'll literally won't be able to use the corpse, even if we try to bring him back.
Ugh.
I don't think they killed him for the soul, though. Can I smell the soul because of what Violet went through? Can she smell if it's still
As Venestra points out,
present?
V kinda can have it. I'm assuming that means speak with dead.
Okay.
Yep. And repeat your question.
Okay, I've forgotten my question.
You were
The
saying something
question
about
was, I
smelling a
actually
soul.
heard it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
with all this stuff, can she smell souls?
Can you smell souls?
Violet was able to smell the dragons for a long time.
Yeah, dragons are a little bit different than what this is. I would say, give me another religion check.
And your modifier for that is a +4.
I didn't ask this to the DM. and I have not asked this to the DM. In the Abyss, how many souls did Violet devour?
How many souls did Violet devour? I wouldn't say that Violet explicitly devoured souls as much as she did body parts. Devouring souls is a very different and complicated process.
Do you not gain the souls from whatever you kill in this situation, considering they're demons? Which is another type of corruption that would be used in the demon realm?
Consuming their souls like that, not necessarily. No.
Okay. I wouldn't give for Nicodemus right now.
Nicodemus has done shit, so.
Yes, he does. Natural 20 DM.
Natural 20 on that final religion. So, okay. One thing that you've begun to learn, or at least had begun to learn when you have lived in the Abyss for so long, in the rare event that you've come across the remains of mortal beings, you, especially over the few centuries that you've been here, began to pick up on certain scent registers that usually indicated a soul being forcibly transformed into something else. Usually it came with the slight aroma of bile, putrescence, and all of that mixed with sulfur. And kind of overlaid in a way where it almost, in and of itself, then mixes with ether, almost as if that fetid aroma came down like a lightning bolt. It's that kind of unique scent. As faint as it is, that aroma is present here. Which, given where you guys are, usually, if a succubus is around a mortal, they're gonna eat that soul, rather than turn it into something else for their own power. So the fact that this got turned into something else, regardless of however the nature of death happened to be, begs a question.
Because Piccolo is part demon.
Not anymore.
Demon, just outright. Continue.
Just forget it. I can't think anymore.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to break your train of thought. Because Piccolo's part demon, where were you going with that?
No, I've lost it. It's the third time this has happened today.
Sorry.
It happened 8 times the other day.
Clarifying question, at least from Venestra. Former demon Piccolo, would he have any knowledge on what occurred or what the remains would mean? It's a possibility.
I forgot what I was gonna do.
Sorry, I didn't mean to break that train of thought.
It's the third time. I'm just getting frustrated.
I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. That was not deliberate by any stretch. I was interjecting to clarify, not to impose. I apologize.
I'm so angry. I can't remember what it was. I'm gonna need 5 DM.
Well, since actually given how long the stream's been going so far, we can call this a break, a BRB. Give everybody a chance to get up, do what they need to do. Maybe you can pick up your train of thought. Feed ourselves, hydrate, whatever. On the subject, V or Amira want to see if there's any leftover residue of anything on the map explicitly. I would say, since that's kind of an alchemical thing, give me an investigation check. See here. $24. Okay, looking for any kind of trace substance or anything like that.
No.
The only caveat with that question is when it comes to at least the Dissonant Dynasty version ones, I am able to see those, even though I'm not the DM for that game. Purely just because I'm the one that made this server, and I have, the prime of all administrative permissions when it comes to that, so I can't block myself from being able to see a channel. I don't think there's a way for me to be able to do that from that end. But with a 24 to investigate, kind of scraping along the map, just generally touching, prodding, smelling, trying to see if there's anything off or strange about it. I mean, as far as smells go, the aroma from the Etten corpse kind of seemed to perfume and sort of seep into the porous surface of this parchment and paper. So that smell is very much there. It seems to have clung to a lot of things from that shop. Additionally, though, however, looking for, at least alchemically speaking, anything that would basically like serve as a reactant. There is. You catch that there is a sort of layered, not necessarily, well, not really a film, but almost like there's a secondary type of ink that seems to have been treated through the parchment here. The maps themselves in this shop, at least, don't seem explicitly magical in their nature, but they seem to have been treated with something so that perhaps on exposure to smoke, or even just maybe a slightly different way of looking through light, you may be able to see something else. Hence, again, you're able to see the slight traces of something, some hint of other businesses, just based on the way you hold this. So there is something reactive here, whether it's visually based or chemically based. Maybe both. Fortunately, didn't quite roll high enough to get sort of the trace aromas off of whatever the reactive substance happens to be. DC on that was 25. You were one away. I'm sorry. Mare would shrug. Got nothing. Shall we raise its corpse or spirit and begin to ask it?
I guess I'll go. Ari would kind of pipe up. I mean, if we got no other ideas, it's as good as any.
So what you gotta do?
I don't have any necromancy spells.
What?
What's up? It's whatever you feel, Wilson. Whatever you feel.
V would use speak with dead on the corpse. Okay. Now here's the question that I'm going to ask you in response to that. Which head, or prior consciousness, so to speak, do you want to summon back into this vessel? 2 heads, 2 souls.
Not. Is there a way to even? Yeah. How would you even know?
The smart
Just a
one.
smart
How would you know?
Okay.
They. Neither of them looks so smart right now.
Not really easy to define which one is the smart one in this case. If we go by WoW lore, the one-eyed head is the smart one. Yeah, both of them actually have 3 eye sockets. I forgot to mention that part.
Pick a head, any head.
They're mutant heads, yes they are. The right head.
Right head.
Okay. The large collection of bones begin to rise and levitate loosely off of the floor, slowly as this sort of off. Well, it's your first time casting Speak with Dead. What color does this magic manifest in for this particular corpse? Bluey green. Okay. Sort of lifted aloft in this off turquoise color. This faint echo of a half-lost breath fills the empty chest as the bones begin to push and inflate actively against the blackened state that they're in.
Vanessa put in session art the color of the magic.
Yeah. Bluey green being turquoise in this case. Hey. And my food has arrived, I think. Hold on. Or has? Yes, it has. Hold on. Before I get to talking as Ettenhead.
Good. Do what you gotta do. I generally figure out the questions as we go because the questions we would not want to ask might change as we get answers.
Mm-hmm. And I'd say we should keep one to ask if it wants to resurrect it.
Okay, I'm back. So, as the chest inflates with a long, forgotten breath, you guys have 5 questions you can ask this corpse. I will allow you guys to discuss those questions out of character if you need to, before getting started with this.
We're just trying to figure out what substance we need to acquire to read the map properly.
And also to enter the area on the map is to just,
Right.
yeah. Is Megan? I got the
They don't
feeling
have to be
Megan's
yes
there.
or no questions. We could just straight up ask him that, can't we?
Yep, they can be complicated questions.
Yeah.
They do have to be well worded. So, Megan, you can join in on this as well if there's any questions on your mind that asking this thing may be worth doing.
Completely detached right now. It's gonna take a while.
Yes. Oh, I'm gonna. I didn't hear none of that. That might be my end.
Completely detached. It's gonna still taking a while.
Okay.
In a rush.
Yeah, this is technically an in-game break, so to speak, for you guys to discuss options for what you need to ask this thing, so take your time.
I mean, I would also like to know what the fuck happened to you, dude?
I don't care what happened to this dead guy. I just want to know how we can accomplish our goals.
Well, yeah, but still, I'm curious. Something happened starting with the pelvis moving up and out the chest.
Or in the abyss could be any number of things.
It'd be nice. How did you die?
Okay, so one question is, how do you die? Question 2 is, how do we use this map to see businesses that we can't? Or even more specifically, what do we use to see businesses we can't on this map?
What just happened?
1, 2. So that's 3 out of 5 questions if we're counting the want to be resurrected question.
Yeah, 2 more questions left, yeah.
Yeah.
The way Speak with Dead works is it's kind of entreating upon the last vestiges of that consciousness, not necessarily the soul. So.
Are we in the map shop?
That was what was initially implied, since you guys wanted to head back there.
Okay. Could you ask something like, what are the other maps? If there are any.
Oof.
Where's the map to the palace?
That was a good one.
Solid.
So that would be 5, right? We have. How does one use the map to get where it's showing us? Do you want to be resurrected? How did you die? Where is the map to the palace? Are there any other maps? Oh, there's.
Yeah, I like that one.
That would be 6 questions, wouldn't it, then? You'd have to substitute one.
You can get rid of the are there any other maps question.
Okay.
Yeah, because we don't really need any other maps, just...
Are there any
Alright.
other maps? Gestures to the shop.
yeah, everywhere.
By all means, waste the question.
Yes, we do.
Is Megan's camera doing the loading screen of death for y'all too, or is it just for me?
Yeah, it's for me. Oh,
Oh,
she
there
just
she
came
is.
back. But she's muted.
There she blows.
Taco Bell's cantina menu's good, but it's messy as shit. Good Christ, I needed that caffeine. Is all the muscle tension in my body needed? Fuck no. So I will be more awake, yet in more pain. Yeah, whatever. The more awake is the better trade-off for this right now. I'd rather be in pain but aware when DMing for you guys rather than sleepy and impaired.
So are we gonna raise this thing or what?
Hold the phone. We're gonna get to that in just a sec.
Still eating. Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, it's all good. It's one of those days where I really needed dinner and I didn't realize it was 10 o'clock. Getting into it and then feeling guilty for interrupting. Which again, sorry. Didn't mean to do that.
I DM'd you, by the way.
Okay. all I got left now are nachos. So that I can move over here, let it be its own separate thing. And I should be good.
Brick?
Rick, you doing okay?
Yeah.
You
Association.
Just bored.
We're waiting for to
We're gonna do that.
the
Waiting
questions
for-
are. I just want to use the map and get it to where it's showing us how did you die, where's the map to the palace. Do you want to be resurrected? And is there any secret treasures hidden in secret rooms in your shop? I think we should ask the resurrection one last.
I think so too.
Give me
Because
that.
maybe he's having a fun time in death.
Vestigial consciousness may not have an opinion one way or another about getting resurrected.
That's probably true. So we might want to substitute that one for a more useful one.
He told me that there's no point because there's a smell of another demon body. It would just put us straight into a fight.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Did everybody miss that? That's the only thing I caught.
I was waiting for someone to bring that up.
I don't make good connections to brain right now, and I am sorry.
It's all good.
I am trying.
Go.
Ready?
In which case, then let's get into it. So, as the chest inflates with that forgotten breath, who wants to ask the first question? Or do we want to?
I think we let the person who raised it ask the questions.
That's fair.
In case you can't speak Abyssal, I can speak Abyssal.
Well, the question
Easily,
is,
from, like-
does anyone here know how to speak giant?
Violet can speak giant. Violet has that tongue thing.
Avery cannot speak giant.
I have a rod of verbatim.
Asking later, so.
But Venestra's typing something. Let's see here.
Let's go Violet.
You can trade off, do V1 Violet the next. You can bounce around if you want. However you guys want to do it. So. Okay. What's the first question you guys want to ask?
I'm letting Venestra tell Violet what she wants to say. You want me to?
How do we use the map to get to the desired location, the palace?
Okay. As you are speaking giant, any giant accent while it's trying to speak an unfamiliar language like common is completely abandoned, replaced by, despite it being a corpse-like being, very refined tone. Purchase an aphrodisiac named Tantalizing Breath from any given succubus or incubus's stall. I would suggest diluting it with water if you don't want to be placed under the effects of a love potion. Keep in mind, your vision will be reduced to that of a pinhole. Sounds almost recited, like this being was very, very used to giving out that clarification.
And Piper's gonna write all this down.
The throat, or really the head, tilts, even as if wanting to give more information on it, but realizing that there are limitations to the spell.
I can't figure out how to properly spell aphrodisiac.
A-P-H-R-O. Go ahead.
Okay.
You'll have a better time of it than me. My mouth is full.
P-H-R-O-D-I-A. No, D-I-S-I-A-C.
APHRODICIAC.
Yeah. Aphrodisiac. I think.
I wonder how I spelled it, because... Yeah, I know that's how it would... I spelled it out, and I said it in my head, and but for some reason, IOCheck wasn't having it, but wouldn't tell me what the correct one was. But, so, like, I don't know what I did different, but that seems to have worked.
Good old autocorrect. Second question. Let's make the map of the palace the next question.
How we just say that?
No, like a map in the map, like of the inside of the. Right? That's what we were going for.
I don't know. No one transcribed the questions.
Vanessa wrote them down, actually, in her chat.
Violet is just going to read them out.
Map of the palace. Yeah, map of the palace layout is what she's meaning.
That's what Violet is going to relay in perfect abyssal or even imperfect giant, considering.
I don't sell that.
Okay.
Or he should say, I didn't sell that.
Didn't?
Past tense, he's dead.
Oh. Yeah, I don't sell that. Wait. Right, you got a point. Ow, that hurt my tooth. What the fuck? Smack my head. Tooth hurt. What?
Transference of vibration.
Now we're just waiting for Vanessa.
Does your shop contain any secret rooms or treasures?
Under the checkout desk.
Okay.
It's if you want directed.
The whole thing, the door.
Okay, so the
Looking at its size and likely weight, for a giant, that's probably no problem. Lift the whole fucking thing.
Wait, under the desk, what?
Under the checkout desk, there was a question of secret rooms or treasures.
Yeah. I thought that you said something else after that.
Yeah, under the checkout desk, which
Something about a
then
door.
looking at it, given the size of that desk and what it's made of, which seems to be a very heavy oak, for a giant, probably no problem lifting that. But you can even see now, just looking at it, there are hinges toward the front, bound and bolted to the floor. Mahogany.
Oh,
Unfortunately, he didn't make that much money.
Very fine wood. Very sturdy.
Oh, the next one would be, how did you die? Because I'm curious.
Succubus snuck up on me during my nap break. Sorry, should clarify. Snuck up on us during our nap break.
So he did get.
So he did get fucked to death.
Oh no!
Ironic that the death by Snoo Snoo was done to the giant instead of by the giant.
Are you gonna ask him if he wants to come back or not?
Yes. I think that was the last one because honestly, was there really any other things we needed to know?
Okay, so it's Violet's turn to ask. Do you want to ask that?
That's what Violet asks.
Want to ask it in character?
Do you want a chance to live again?
We would have to be both of us for that to happen.
And have
The
a weak
color
brain.
fades as the bones gently rest back down onto the floor.
Gotta onto the what?
Gently rest back down onto the floor.
Floor. Okay.
To the souls that are eaten by the succubi.
What happens to the souls that are eaten by the succubus? You were cut off partially by your phone, and I'm just remembering what you said. So what happens to the souls that are eaten by the succubi? Go ahead and roll me a religion check. Advantage again, because you live in the abyss.
This just be common knowledge.
For the succubi, it's more common than the other types, just because they're the most well known for fucking around with mortals.
Would I really kind of have to roll this to have the knowledge of it?
You get advantage and a significantly lower DC. This is just, a slim chance that you may not know this specifically. A very slim chance.
18 with a flat roll. Without me having added modifier.
What are we looking at? Religion, it was a +4.
Typically, succubi will eat the souls of those that they absorb them from. Usually those souls ending up getting stored as a power source in something physical on the succubus's body. Something like the fingernail, claw, whatever. Something like that. But what happens when the victims die? You mean physically?
No!
Okay, slow down. Let's clarify what you're asking. Sorry.
I need his soul in order to bring him back. So therefore, I will have to testify in order to get him back.
One soul, you essentially said one soul is missing. There's 2 souls in this body. But one's missing. We need to know where the other one is.
You said something, and Leon tried to jump out at the same time.
Okay, so it was just a clashing of events.
two things at the same. Yes, I am flustered. You cannot see my face because I am flustered. Because I can't find my way back to Violet, so I've lost Violet. I'm just trying to calm down because I'm trying to figure out my way back.
But I was correct in you were saying that we are missing one soul. We need the other soul because the succubus took the other soul, right?
Yes,
Looks
that's
like
what I
Brick
was trying
jumped
to
out. Does
do.
anybody want to check on him real quick?
You're the DM. Would you please check on him?
Yep.
That's why I muted myself because he kept moving around the edge of the cage.
Okay. I was concerned about that. Didn't know what was going on.
I'll be right back.
I'm going to... Joe, I'm doing the group chat.
Jumping out of the
Might not
BRB.
have
Hi,
acid
everybody.
bud.
Sorry. Pain spikes. As every at least veteran follower of this channel knows, I've got problems. A lot of them, most of them hurt.
We're going back into keto, so we don't have the problems anymore.
Things hurt less, at least, when I was on keto.
A lot less.
A lot easier to afford when I was on keto, too.
Mhm.
I had access to a much bigger freezer. But I'm not going to go into the mechanics of that right now, because going into that will stress me out. So I'm not going to
Let's
bother.
not and say we did. So, Amira's pushing the desk to get to the secret room.
Ooh, all right. Athletics check.
Okay, child. You're sitting with me for just a minute because you need a
We
timeout.
pushing. I thought Amira was. Never mind.
You need a
Alright.
timeout.
And now I'm going to switch, actually, the earphones that are going over my ears and leaving the other one as exposed, because the other one I am now hearing out of a toilet bowl. I'd at least like to hear you guys properly.
Joe, can you do me a big favor and take a picture of the guinea pig and send it to Brick?
Da-da-da-da-da.
And
Sure.
Vanessa says, Xanon, mind helping with pushing you to Ravik?
I can move the desk. Violet can just transform and move the desk.
Hey, everybody can do it all together.
Woo!
Limbo lower now.
Everybody, smack your ass. You're in the right plane for it.
I don't know about Ravik, but I will assist.
26
Ravik is going to
for
assist.
an extra strength. I feel like Violet would definitely be like, so many maps!
26 with athletics.
Am I rolling or giving her advantage?
Do you want to roll separately or give her advantage? Which one do you want to do?
I'll give advantage.
Okay. Roll again. See if you get any higher.
Can you take me higher?
Can the place where giving is weak.
26.
All right, 26 is 26.
He's literally on the rack.
So, unlike the extremely rusted hinges outside due to the humidity and just the salt in the air from being near the coastal side of the city, because of how desiccatedly dry it is in here, or really how arid uncharacteristically, the hinges, while stiff, are not rusted shut, and so the entire checkout desk suddenly flips like a crawl space door over to the side, and where you expect to see the coin chest and everything else fall off, it stays in place. Notably, you see under the desk points where these items have been bolted to the long desk's surface. It keeps them in place. And as you lift the desk up, you notice a long and wide staircase descending into a fairly tall basement. The steps themselves also less so like a normal staircase worth of steps, as each step is respectively about 4 feet in height.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. I ain't going down there. I'm gonna fall. I'ma stay
You
up
can
here
take
and
your
keep
time
watch.
and do this carefully. That wouldn't really require much in the way of any checks, because this 4-foot drops, you can lower yourself slowly onto each step if you want to. Or if you want to do it quickly and gracefully, you guys can give me athletics or acrobatics checks and make your way down those steps.
You could just get on the violet.
I can fly down there.
I mean, I would like to also just, keep an eye out. Because, we just came in here, and then more people have come in here, in a place where nobody has come in here in a while. Somebody's bound to get suspicious.
I can hover, so I can slowly carry people down.
Violet is literally like, I can transform if you need me to.
Amira will float, and we will slowly walk down there. Good suggestion, Piper. Do keep an eye out. Eye open for everyone. Yeah, because, first of all, 2 people walked into the store, broke the door into a place that hasn't been for a while. Then that person comes back with more people. That's suspicious.
Oh, frick is it? It's so hot. Frick, please be okay.
Zan and Amira and V are going down, just those 3? Or also Piper and...
Violet's going with, I'm staying up top. Keep
Gotcha.
and watch.
Halcyon is going down as well, just to provide that paladin aura for the sake of, ease. So +5 round. As you venture down, you do notice, yet again, more of those magically sourced or continuously sourced lights. These ones, however, not necessarily as promiscuous in their patterning and in their build. They seem to be not but simple candles. Each of them floating around, and down here especially, you notice the runes traced along the bottom of the floating sort of candle holders are now very clearly giant rune. And giant pattern speech. venturing down into the crawl space especially, there is also a decided and distinct shift in architectural style. Going from this very sort of open Greek pillar and marble display that is dotted all throughout the city, what might as well be almost a shed. There's stripped and well-constructed wood, well-carved, well-split, well-polished even. It almost looks like it respectively be location of a barn. You see a large, very large in size bed stuffed with hay for the mattress, accommodating to a size of most likely an Eton with 2 pillows embroidered in giant rune, one on each. The characters similar with each of the giant runes, but distinctively marking different words. 13-ish feet sized bedding, more so in the 20-foot range.
Ooh. That's some material.
Very big, Eton, yes. And as far as giant runes, Venestra, you have an ability to, you have Eyes of the Runekeeper, yes? Comprehend languages at will, okay. Alright. So you do notice that the pillows respectively say Bob and Knob.
I love their names.
Down here, you do notice as well, stretching up into the ceiling here, which the ceiling stretches up probably in excess of 20 feet as well, to give probably some semblance of head clearance. There is a very, very large wardrobe, at least based on the architecture and build of it. There is a foot locker in front of the bed, and there is also what appears to be at least what might typically be a merchant's personal safe special currencies, but this just, given the size of the owner of this shop, looks to be just a bank vault. That, based on the leftover brick still attached to parts of it, must have been ripped out of someone else's building and proceeded to be used as his personal safe. You also notice a number of other things: a giant-sized alembic, a very large book, most likely a ledger. Down here, given how long it must have been sealed, there is a distinct lack of dust, if not for a very fine layer, especially by the stairs.
Amira would begin to investigate the room while V looked at the vault.
Estimated dialogue there as well.
Also, well, that was fun. Shall we crack the safe?
Mm-hmm.
If y'all want to give it a shot.
Is it trapped?
Roll an
Is he a booby
investigation.
trap? Ow. Pam. Not nice.
Uh, 21 investigation.
21. You notice, just looking at the bank vault and even the footlocker, there are some very common, or not really common, but what look to be almost shatter lock systems, which basically means normal attempts to crack these locks would actually destroy the lock and therefore deadlock these actual openings. So being able to crack this successfully without fucking it takes a lot of effort. Would take masterful effort. 25 for a mirror to go ahead and try and crack the safe, or to investigate the room.
Investigate the room.
Investigate the room. Okay. You would also notice as well, you would notice, aside from just the nature of the locks, dotted around the room are also half scrawled out and attempted giant runes on scraps of very large bits of leather made into sort of a giant-sized mock-up parchment. Some of it scrawled with notes, some of it scrawled with curiosities. This very much strikes like what would be commonplace for an apprentice wizard, or somebody trying to get a grasp of spell work. And in this case, using giant runes particularly is the focus of that means of channeling the weave. But you do notice as well some successful runes placed around the vaults in the footlocker for alarm, for petrify, and for delayed blast fireball.
Amira would begin to look over the notes, her interest peaked. Also, fireball.
Yep. All right, Mira would begin to look over the notes. Now, in mind, looking over these pages, it's going to be basically like pulling out a king-sized, comforter-sized slab of parchment leather on which that these runes are written.
Where'd Megan go?
I don't know.
Your phone die?
Maybe.
Desire to know more increasing. More
Yeah.
reason to bring this.
Which a lot
back.
of this looks like experiments for trying to understand and convert cantrips. It seems like there's an effort to try and convert some infernal magic runes that he observed and trying to repurpose that into giant magic runes to A, alleviate the corruptive nature of that magic, and B, just learn magic in general, even if it's from a secondary language. Giants in general don't typically have this level of curiosity, even as Ettins are considered the more intelligent variety of giant. Even they tend to have a stupid side, but with this you pick up two distinctively different handwriting styles between these giant runes. Both seem to be equally as enthralled and curious, though as you look into this, I want, since Amira's looking at this, I would say give me an Arcana check.
Also, research partner, let's go!
At 20. But not only are the handwriting styles different and both are intensely intrigued, but it seems both Bob and Nob are respectively looking into researching two different schools of magic. So effectively two different wizard subclasses in this giant. Where it seems most likely seems to be going for the enchantment school and seems to be largely responsible for these floating candles. and things like that. Whereas, especially...
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Good.
Whereas Knob, it seems Knob may be responsible for the maps, and a number of the sort of more alteration-based magic runes around the area, as he seems to have been previously more focused on transmutation.
Doodly-doo.
Rick, we are in this. Piper is upstairs while everybody else. I don't know if you would have Avery stand watch with Piper or go with everybody else to the secret room under the desk.
Secret school.
Secret tunnel.
If you all wouldn't mind, there's something I've been wanting to try.
What? Sure. Doesn't have anything against anything here in the book.
Alright, Joe,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take out my Wand of Windows. I'm going to use charge. The vault, is it magical? Non-magical.
The vault itself explicitly is not, though there are some large giant runes placed on it for defensive purposes, but you're small enough that you might be able to move between some of them.
Okay, I'm just going to touch the wand.
Small enough in comparison to the size of those runes.
I'm just going to touch it, and it says the wand causes a portion of the object up to 1 square foot and 6 inches deep to become transparent for 1 minute.
Okay, at 6 inches deep, you realize just how thick this vault is as you see the inner mechanisms of the vault door. You realize it's probably, especially given this, around a foot thick. This is a very heavily reinforced bank vault. You do see some of the inner mechanisms, and you have the chance to preview those. You can actually see where a lot of the different bolt lock and bearing lock locations are on this door. So, I would say if you want to try and commit that to memory for as long as this window is available and up, go ahead and roll me a...
I'm going to describe everything I see to the group.
Fair enough. So then whoever wants to go ahead and give a crack at cracking this lock, give me an intelligence check with advantage as these mechanisms are being described and laid out to you. But gauging how difficult it would be to unlock safely, this would be considered a master lock. Alright, continue.
Amira,
Can I use my lockpick dragon to do Violet has one?
need a dragon.
It's the only pet that Violet. The only pet that Violet has. Go ahead, sorry.
Okay, so Vanessa said we would try to gauge how difficult the vault would be to unlock safely, while Amira would begin to get to work in disarming the runes. We also have the knock spell, so if we can cast silence spell, because the knock spell is loud as fuck.
Yeah. It is a masterwork lock, however, upon getting access to and understanding the inner components of this lock, your DC is lowered significantly to unlock this fucking thing. Not to mention you would get advantage. As far as Lockpick Dragonette, the nature of this vault is not unlocked by a key, but by a dial. It is one of those. And that dial is moved by a lever. You know what? Which characters would have some familiarity with different species' proclivities for engineering architecture? specifically mechanical engineering. Which characters here
You know,
would, based on
I
their
feel
backstory,
obligated to chime in here. Avery would have probably been studying some books on said thing to try to conjure up a body for his new. In other words, flavor text for trying to gain experience in Artificer.
Right. Okay. The Amira might, so I want Avery, V, and Amira to go ahead and give me history checks.
You need Avery to do what?
V,
History?
Avery, and Amira to go ahead and give me history checks.
What do I have? Oh, wowie. Hope that still works. History. Ew, that's not a good flat roll. All that is a total of 8.
Okay. Unfamiliar with the make and construction of this vault. 19 for V, 32 for Amira. Amira? I'm unsure if Amira would look slightly annoyed by this, but there is that twerk of recognition. This is unabated, genuine, hill gnomish engineering.
No.
Specifically Bronze Era, and most likely commissioned for humans. Probably very paranoid humans at that. Given its size and scale, definitely exceeds that of what a gnome would be dealing with.
Violet does have a lockpick dragonet in her bag.
We'll see if that lockpick dragonet's really good with code locks. But
It's up to you guys. I'm just saying that Violet only has one pet. It's
yeah,
literally
with the insight on the additional species of origin construction for that design, that will further lower the DC, because that means that there's an understanding of design tendencies, patterns, that kind of thing, as well as typical rules. It also explains why it's a fucking code lock, because hill gnomes have a thing about numbers.
Can anyone cast a silent spell? If so, I can just use my magic to open it.
Violet's just gonna take out her giant silence crystal and put it on top of it.
There's that too. In some forgotten yesteryear, there's a gnomish engineer who's really proud of making that vault, only to later have someone just cast knock on it. How did they get into the fortress? The door was unlocked, son of a bitch.
If that will work, Amira would raise her staff and cast knock.
Okay. Disappointing the soul of some long-forgotten 3-foot-tall spirit with glasses that made his eyes the size of fucking dinner plates. You cast knock. Oh, well, assuming someone casts the silent spell, of course. Does anybody have the silent spell to cast?
I have a silence crystal. I just said I pulled it out of my bag and put it on top of the thing.
It was a big crystal.
Given
Big
the
ol'
scale
violet.
and impact of that sound, even with the silence crystal up, there is a physical reverberation from the sound wave. Limited, at least at this distance. But some of you especially have a slightly looser skin on your physique do feel a ripple.
Ugh, that's a weird way of explaining.
That's a weird feeling, Joe.
But one that many of us are familiar with, so it's enduring.
Oh, Joe, why have you done this?
It's visceral.
Why
The
have you
visceral
done
description.
I cannot believe you have done this.
Why have you done this?
I cannot believe you have done this.
Stop.
Okay, here's the thing.
The living
Even a cheek
rooms.
and the flesh on the face will ripple when punched hard enough.
Hey, lewd.
It was not
That's
intended
finished.
for lewd, but again, we're on the right plane.
I have.
Oh, that's what. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Y'all need to get smacked with the horny bat. I just realized. Wasn't talking about.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
He walked around the block and he couldn't find the
I
door.
was talking about ripple, not jiggle.
I'm just gonna smirk. I smirk after I feel
The
the
vault
ripples.
door opens. A couple of things you find in there. First of all, you find
Violet feels awkward now.
You find the long, strewn about skeleton of a human wearing banker's clothes. Very fine navy gray suit. Nice ascot. Very pristine skull. Been in there for a while. You find
Yes.
a very large, giant textbook just stuffed in there. On one cover it says Bob's Journal, and on the other cover it says Knob's Diary.
Oh.
Additionally, you find a whole bank shelf bolted to the wall and also sealed in what appear to be at least crystal cases, seemingly bars. There are 5 shelves of these. As far as the weight and how much is actually in there, you'd have to crack that open to find out. But they are actually pressed against the casing.
I should get Great, another person to potentially revive.
DM.
Yep.
Does it look like this person died in agony?
They look curled up into a ball. There's not really an open jaw that indicates like screaming. And the pants themselves have been stained a deep brown. At least on the backside, in a roughly 2-foot area. But an aroma left from that has, in the many years since, long since dissipated.
I was gonna put the skeleton in the bag. I'm gonna take his suit And I'm gonna make it Avery's new suit.
You also find a very large, oversized circular window, which has seemingly swollen glass to either side. And then right beneath that, as if almost pressed beneath that, while also still smeared with very clearly purple demon blood, what looks like a book bound with black iron.
The one. Yep.
Yuck.
And in terms of understanding of language, largely for those that can understand runes, it says, "An idiotic imp's guide to introductory magics. For those that spawned with half a brain cell."
That's how we got here.
For now, we can go through it all fully once we're not on a time crunch. Amira, meanwhile, we grab the book to look it over using Mage Hand.
Violet's gonna take the skeleton and put it inside of her bag.
Yeah. Oddly, one of the very few abyssal items that doesn't seem initially cursed. And it has a great many things. Basic introductions to... It's a wizard's introductory handbook, basically. Explaining the different schools of magic, explaining the purposes of different magic schools, just peeling through the pages. Even some basic introductory cantrips, all the way to, at least in terms of the limits of what an imp is normally capable of, some moderately complex spells up to roughly about 5th level.
We're all in agreement. I'll put the vault into storage.
Though, even just giving the pieces a cursory skim, no spell in those pages are explicitly curses. At the very last page it says, "Now that you've appropriately gone through this book and are no longer as much of an idiot, please find your nearest succubus for an upgrade in magical knowledge if you've proven worthy."
Jesus. Nice, Amira will go on a transcribing spree.
Violet's just laughing because this is how he got here.
This is the abyssal equivalent of Magic for Dummies.
So, question, TM.
Yeah.
That succubus, did she leave anything behind okay, I have a question. Because they're doing that, after just seeing what's in there, Violet's just gonna let Venestra loot the whole thing. Because she's gonna want to read that diary later.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also. Additionally, even just in this vault, and explicitly marked in common, in a box called Transport, you find each respectively 5 focused scrolls of Enlarge and a remaining 4 of scrolls of Focused Reduce. So there is that again.
Can I continue?
Yes, sorry. I forgot about that part.
Okay. Oh, God damn it, I lost it again.
I'm sorry.
Storage in the box, or put in the vault for storage because you want to look at the book later?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna let Vanessa handle that. That's all. Violet's going back upstairs after she's put the bones inside of the bag, basically like a dog.
Items.
She,
If there's
she's just like she's like a 5-year-old at the moment. I'm gonna put the guy in the bag. As far as dogs go, goes upstairs. gonna bury him later in the backyard, make the suit nice for Avery. Thought process. Gonna make him a nice dovetail suit out of that. That'd be great. She's just being cute. And she goes up the stairs, and then she goes and she looks over at Halcyon. You remember the mushroom that Angel gave you, and just in case. I'm good. Can we use it?
What exactly?
I'm going to find the succubus so we can bring back this giant of a man and maybe have an ally.
And also at the same time, get a certain drug from said succubus.
Well, that's the secondary part. I've already been told what I'm supposed to do. I don't need to be reminded. I know exactly what I'm supposed to do.
Oh no, Piper should take Halcyon, not you.
Please, can we I need to know if she left anything behind, so I need to
Say that again. Was it you, the
know
one
if she
ear
left
that was covered
anything
by ears?
behind.
Yes. What do you want to revive someone, or do you want to just figure something out? Because these are very...
I would like...
These are limited resources. Limited, very powerful resources.
I can use my water if we need to, and then you can hold on to that mushroom. But I just need to know where she went.
With
So I'm
water,
going to
'cause then
kill
you can
her.
at least maybe figure that out.
She's gonna spray... She has one of those little spray cans where you pump it, and then it sprays over the area.
My God, it's a weed sprayer. And V said that our Violet or Vidastra, fuck. V would go about putting everything into storage from the Enton's home, including mundane items. Amira would go about moving the Enton's skeleton into storage with V.
Okay.
I'm
Probably
letting you know the man
after-
skeleton went to Violet's.
The small man from the storage. The small man in the vault is going in Violet's.
Yeah, the leftover elongated fingernails and hair at least let you know that this was a redheaded.
Yeah, no. They're getting buried. Violet has decided that she's going to bury them like a dog and put them in certain places and just put their bones in
Yeah,
like
hopefully
different
everybody
places.
got the implication of that.
No, Violet is just...
She wants to try to resurrect this character later.
No. Violet's literally going to be like a dog and bury this body in different places.
Your left toe's gonna go there, your pelvis is gonna go there. I'm gonna keep your jaw for myself to gnaw on for later.
All right, so we are looking for items from the sucky bitch.
No, I just need to follow the trail. I can watch the trail. I can.
Well, also this did happen a long time ago, so it'd be better if we had their item.
Mushroom.
Oh yeah. I mean, it won't bring the guy back, but we'll see what stuff she left behind.
Okay. So, Violet follows the trail, DM. She's gonna follow the trail and let everybody else follow her because she's just following an invisible man.
Okay.
An invisible person.
So, drinking the water and following the trail, basically beginning to turn back the pages toward the event of this. And dying. Or not Ent. That's a different kind of giant thing. Etten. You see a sort of dark blue-skinned Etten. One with a very long white beard the other with a very long white mustache.
Brett likes him.
Both of which wearing at least a giant's equivalent of very large but very clean peasant's clothes, and seemingly very well put together. Settling down after a day of business with so many perverted small folk, as everyone who isn't a giant is small folk. To him. Them.
Mm-hmm.
But he settles down just right next to his desk. No cushioning, no nothing for a nap. Because who the hell would bother a sleeping giant?
Famous last words.
Before a gaseous cloud leaps in through a sealed door, already deadbolted and locked, forming back into the form of a succubus. Bright pink in skin, horns that stretch and up, about 2 feet long, wreathed in a black cloak, but patterned and trimmed with gold and other various precious metals just woven into the clothing. Who sows? Wonder if I can get the way you will be large enough to make a king, perhaps. At least a large enough baboon that I might get something of a vacation for a time. It's so very tiresome to run an entire layer all by myself. And you've grown far too intelligent for a giant folk.
No.
About time I claim you.
Ew.
Ew and no. She did
As the event, as it were, plays out, and as one soul retreats into this demon lord succubus queen's lips, the other she stops from entering.
Is this the succubus? Did we kill the succubus already?
It's-
No, this is
It's who the succubus tried to mimic.
This is the succubus queen, and she's
This-
making the incubus king.
Is Malconthet.
Oh, this is the lady we have to kill?
This is the lady that decided to do this to go on vacation. Who she's making is the one you have to kill. As she
I have a
holds and
question.
molds this secondary soul, pulling and stretching this screaming giant soul out with wings and horns. But the giant rests, its mouth roaring in pain even through its soul. The magic it's learned and helping it. Let's elongate its scream. Let's pull that mouth down through the chest, teeth all the way down the body. I'll give you a name. Give me a perception check.
Violet's the only one who can see this shit. Holy
With
shit!
disadvantage, but a perception check nonetheless.
Oh, why? Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Violet has dice. They're made of stone. That is a 26, damn. I'm gonna say natural 20, 26. At disadvantage. Some days Days.
Your new
You're about to
name,
get a
the name that your now corrupt soul shall.
what?
My Malra. My
I can't.
King.
Joe, you're whispering into your microphone and it's not coming out.
Malrith. My deposed king of debauchery.
Mal. How do you spell that?
Malrath.
I'm going to let her finish what she's doing and then I'm taking her head off.
Me. Oh.
Visitor.
What?
Joe, we can't hear you. You're cutting off on your
Stop
words.
whispering.
Visitor.
Why would you?
Witnesses. Turns her head slowly in your direction, Violet.
Bring it on.
I think you've done enough. He snaps her fingers. And your vision breaks.
I've got your smell though now.
You know what she smelled of to
I'm
you?
gonna. What?
A winter field.
That's gonna piss her off.
Oh.
I'm letting you know, Violet immediately changes in front of you guys and is chasing that smell. I'm letting you know Avery saw everything because he can see
No,
through Violet's
he's not.
mind.
Clarify
Huh?
your question, Venestra. No, she's not the one that Avery tried to slap on the ass.
Oh, I already answered to her that the one he did was the devilish succubus, not the demonic.
Yeah, Malrith has gone the Lucifer route after making her king, and she's been on vacation for however long it's been.
Did you just has-been hotel us?
And that's where we're going to end the session.
Really?
Damn it!
Avery saw everything. Avery saw everything because Violet and his mind are connected.
So basically, all we learned was the name of the person we're supposed to go after.
So the person we're
Yes.
supposed to kill is also holding the soul of one of the Ettins that we're gonna resurrect.
Oh, cool. So
Correction, was made
two
out
birds
of the
with one
soul of one of
stone.
the Ettins.
Oh, great. So while we're on our way to the palace to go defeat this guy, we have to on the way brainstorm how we're going to have to undo the soul and not kill that soul. Because we can't bring the Enton back without both souls.
I do have a mushroom. I can undo that.
Wait, why are one of the souls in danger?
Because both of them need to be alive in order for the body to move.
I know, but she says something about like we have to brainstorm how to not kill one of the souls.
So the guy we're gonna go defeat,
Mm-hmm.
he was made out of the Enton soul that was taken.
Oh shit. Okay, so we have to like figure out how to revert to the not corrupted soul.
And also kill that said incubus.
Oh my god. If Halcyon uses his mushroom, he can pull it back before it was changed and move that man before he falls asleep.
Also, the Ettin Bob Knob is another dirty pun for this place. But either way,
I'm letting you know, Avery, you know what the mushroom does now. You know what it does now. You also know
The
that
mushroom?
Halcyon has
Generating
one.
fate.
What mushroom?
Halcyon has a mushroom. Yes.
What mushroom?
We have time mushrooms. Time mushrooms.
Oh. Okay, so Avery knows that. What does, for player, what does it do? What does the time
It
mushroom
takes-
do?
A time mushroom can undo things, and if you have the ability with enough charisma, you can reach through the visual
You can
and
alter events
pull
in time.
the events out of time. So you could have Halcyon, with your help because of
Also,
your charisma level.
before I end the session here,
What?
what do we want to name this one? I'm sorry.
Sometimes you just gotta focus.
Oh my god. Joe, please.
Bob and Knob.
Okay.
Bob and Knob. That's good enough. It was kind of all revolving around Bob and Knob.
Bob, Knobs, and Broomsticks.
I've already got Forge.
I like that, Vanestra. Like bed knobs and broomsticks, but Bob Knobs and broomsticks.
Drop it. I can't drop this though. I'll drop it.
Also, did you see the little gift Druso left us
I did
What did he
not.
leave us?
Carry 8 steps.
in announcements?
Tit.
Is he leaving?
Apparently.
What's up,
No,
everyone?
Tit.
Thank you for the.
Apparently.
No.
Ting!
I appreciate it. Welcome, Raiders.
So we do both today.
God damn it, DeRusso. I don't need to see
Mhm.
Man Titty Ben
need to see
Stiller.
it. I need to see it. I need to see it.
See
Dodgeball.
what new fancy things I have.
I love that one.